reach 80% of the world now. I mean, I don't know what the stats are, but 80%.
80?
Just the fact that access to, 20 years ago, you didn't have access outside of a pen. Well, maybe 20 years ago you did.
I don't know. That was 93. That was right when the internet was really busting through, right?
AOL, man.
Yeah. When did the internet...
A/S/L, man.
When did the internet actually originally start? Was it like early 90s?
You'd have to ask Al Gore. Pretty much. I think he'd be able to let you know.
Yeah, he did invent it.
The real web was, probably 70s or something. Military and shit.
Yeah, it had. I'm sure it was out earlier than what we saw it. Just like anything, any technology. But
right.
As far as being mainstream to the public, to the American people, early 90s was probably when it took off, right?
Yeah, I would say so. I think so. Just because, I'm trying to think where I was in the early 90s. Yeah, so you would know more. Graduated in 93, so wasn't really something that I did. The internet in 93. You guys didn't even use
it, right, in school?
Oh, no.
So interesting.
There was nothing like that. Dude, they have, it's called keyboarding now in computer class. Yeah. I still fucking took typing.
Okay.
But
they had typewriters, too, so that made sense.
Right. Well, I think we had a word processor.
Well, right. But I'm saying the class.
Yeah.
But as far as, utilizing the internet?
No, it wasn't a daily occurrence.
Right.
It wasn't even an occurrence.
Well, back then, it wasn't really a resource either, was it? It was more or less like businesses, that kind of deal.
I think so. I mean, when it first caught on, I was in the service, and I remember one of the guys had a computer. He would dial up, and we'd get on America Online. Yeah, have that old fax tone and stuff. Right, and about 45 seconds in, then you're connected.
Right,
and you go, and you go to these chat rooms. And
talk the old people. Chat rooms that look like DOS.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
just always trying to. I mean, even then, always trolling.
Right.
Always trolling,
right.
Man. Age, sex, location. 22, Fayetteville.
Yeah, right.
Female. Well, how you do it?
Right. That was a whole new way to communicate, right?
And now people don't communicate
the way that we used to. But
this.
Isn't it weird that the way it used to be strange for people to communicate before, getting on the web, then when text messaging came along, the old school text messaging where you're typing with numbers and shit. And now, that's actually the norm. Getting together is almost like a strange thing. Like, you already know what everyone's doing because you're on Facebook, so...
Oh, dude, yeah, social media has set it out to
you
where you don't need to communicate with people.
Yeah.
You already know what's going on.
You already know.
Go on Facebook right now.
I already know what you ate for breakfast.
For most people, man.
Right?
Man, a lot of people, everybody. So, good night to Facebook. Good night,
Facebook.
What? I want to say good night back sometimes, just so they,
But they're not really talking to you.
They're fishing.
They're fishing?
And it's the best way to get attention is talk to somebody. Talk to somebody direct. If you want to talk to somebody, don't throw out some anonymous, well, it's not really anonymous, but just some bland...
Well, it's for everybody. It's to see, it's throwing a line out there and seeing what fish catches.
We all do it.
You don't even have an intention.
I still do it, with just like a positive saying on Facebook. Man, I want people to see it.
But that's a little different. You're trying to spread a different message there. The people that are saying goodnight Facebook are hoping for a reply. And some of those cases, they might be sad because they don't have anything else going on, so they're looking for a friend. Some of those people are jackasses, and that's why no one wants to hang out with those fuckers. And they're throwing a line out there. You know what I mean?
A lot of that going on, man.
And so they need somebody to say something because no one in their real life wants to hang out.
Right? That would be sad. But, I mean...
That's what they deserve, though, at that point.
You got to look inward at that.
Yeah. Why don't you have anyone that wants to hang out?
Because you do everybody dirty, man.
Are you an asshole?
You're a selfish prick.
Yeah.
Don't be selfish and people come around. It's amazing.
It's crazy.
Do things for people. Instead of doing them for yourself. You'll still be happy either way. If you choose to
and the thing is, here's the thing. I'm a busy person. I don't have the kind of time to just be doing shit for everybody. But when it's somebody that I love, I want to. I want to be able to assist in some way because it's reconnecting in a sense.
You nailed it there too with assist in some way. You're not coming in to be somebody's savior and do something for them.
Yeah.
It's not about I come to save today to be the hero. It's about time. Like, hey, we're close, man, and do you need assistance on something? Not that you can't handle it yourself, but I could probably help you increase the efficiency by 50%,
Right.
and we can enjoy that
Even
time.
if it's by 10.
Even if it's by 10.
10.
Still got a teammate.
Dude, the card catalog we picked up that one day.
Oh my god,
Right?
how heavy was that?
Dude, that was like 4 refrigerators, right?
Dude,
And it's me, Chuck, and Preston, right? We look at it, we go to lift it up, instantly we know it's not happening, right? You know when you lift something and you're instantly defeated?
dude, I've lifted that
I know you
particular
did it,
cart.
yeah.
I thought I blew my asshole out. I
Dude.
did, man. I mean, such a cool find, though, man.
Awesome.
You know,
Awesome.
I mean, Sarah, she found that. Well, got it through her mom or something,
Right,
but
right.
still, just to be able to appreciate that was so cool.
And that was
Anyway.
sweet, but we all went there. You know, I can't lift much, man. I'm tiny, right? I'm not. If you need help moving, I can move the small stuff.
Dude,
I'm
if
not
you
the
could
guy
lift
helping
that,
with the refrigerator.
You would be hitting some type of weight to lift
strength.
ratio
Right.
of like a chimpanzee.
Yeah, I would be
you
like
know?
an ant, right?
Like, right, yeah, as big as that thing was.
So the thing is, like you were just saying, any assistance. I went there. Yeah, it was I got the lineup because I knew Sarah and they didn't. You know, so that's the main reason I was there. But I also wanted to help. You know, but Chuck and Preston are about twice my size, so these dudes are going to do the heavy lifting.
They're doing the groundwork. I'll
Right.
clear the path.
Right.
I'll make sure the door stays open.
And that's all
you know?
I did, man. And I tried to boost it up a little bit as they were trying to lift up, but that's all I got. But even that little bit, I know if, like, in situations where I'm not that guy, where I'm one of the guys doing most of the work and I have a buddy there, even just the fact that he's wanting to do something to help, the energy is helping me be able to do it. Even just the energy that he's putting off alone of just being there, wanting to help, the fact that I got a connection with this guy that he knows he can't
He's
do
taking
shit, but he's throwing it out
his
there and saying, I
personal
want to help.
time.
Right.
Something he could be doing for himself, whether it be nothing or something great. He decided to take that time and give it to you.
Exactly.
How awesome is that, man?
Exactly.
To know somebody, to have people like that. You know, and I think, you know, Facebook gives that false sense sometimes. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely.
With how small the world has become because of you know, this magic web that connects everybody now.
Right. Which is a crazy thing. It's like you never lose touch with anyone, like we were just talking about on Facebook. You don't lose touch with people that you don't even talk to. You still know what's going on in people's lives. Which, in a sense, here's a problem I have is you start getting to know too much about too many people. You can't possibly contain all that, right? I feel like it's almost like a way that the human brain is about to have another expansion, right? Because
Like on the precipice of a huge evolution. type
right,
thing.
right. Because we're not made to be able to handle this stuff, but the animal that we are is always adapting to everything.
That's
Our
why
brain,
we're still around.
right? We've been able to adapt the best. Our brain is going to be able to adapt to these things, I feel like, or we're going to enhance it in some way, but it's going to happen because it's what we're doing every day now. It's like if you lift rocks every day, you're going to get big. You lift giant rocks every day,
Lifter.
you're going to be a big ass dude. And you can't look like me if you're lifting rocks every day because one can't equal the other. When you lift rocks, you build muscle.
Your body adapts to that.
Right. So same thing with the brain. It's the brain is a part of your body, and that's the most adaptable part that we know of. Really, is the brain. Is our human brain is like you said, the reason we're on top of the food chain right now. We're not the strongest by far. We're actually one of the weakest animals, right?
Right.
But our brain allows us to surpass, which that's the coolest thing, is that the brain is what's allowing you to do anything you want, you know? That's what lets you evolve. That's what lets you do things that you couldn't do before.
Yeah, exactly. I just think about that.
Whether
I'm
it's the brain or
that's
the
what makes me
consciousness.
believe in magic. I mean, you call it what you want, and But I think it's magic, man, how ideas, just a thought,
Right.
like nothing, just the fact that I can close my eyes and draw a picture in my head of something that doesn't exist right now, and I can take that thought and make it exist. That's kind of magic.
It is magic.
I mean,
it came from nowhere, right?
came from nowhere.
No one had it,
Alakazam.
and then you brought it into existence. Who else did that?
Magicians.
And what's that? And Houdini.
David Copperfield.
Right? Yeah. Chris Angel. Right?
You know, I wish he was so magic he could make himself disappear. Like, poof, and he's gone.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a crazy thing that with art, like that's the easiest way I can describe it because that's what I do every day.
That's a great way to.
Before I put something to paper, that paper is completely blank. There's nothing there. The only thing that's there is potential, right? For someone to come along and make it happen. For someone to create something out of nothing, right? And they say you can't create anything out of nothing. Well, I'm sure it's somewhere. Wherever that's coming from, wherever I'm getting that energy or wherever I'm getting that thought or that consciousness, wherever that's coming from, made it appear into this physical world where it wasn't there before. You know, I can show you a picture I just did. That's never been in existence until I came about, and I brought it into existence.
Right.
I brought it. No one else helped me. I brought it into existence, into the physical world.
From nothing.
From nowhere.
Which kind of really defies like physics
Doesn't
and
it?
all
Isn't that the-
because don't they say that matter cannot be created or destroyed?
Right.
Now I get that,
But that's not matter, right?
But that well,
I created the
but
matter.
but E equals MC squared says that energy can become matter and matter can become energy equally. And so the thought is just a thought wave,
Right.
which is energy.
Right.
And you take that energy and create it, and it becomes matter. I don't know, man. It's just that I love the idea of how something can come from nothing,
Right.
and we can create that.
Yeah, you're a
we
creator.
have that power to create
You are the creator of your life.
of your universe.
It's crazy.
It,
Like when you put it into
That's
words,
crazy
it sounds
talk,
loony.
man.
Yeah, it sounds
Yeah.
loony. You sound like a fucking hippie. But the thing is, it's true though.
but why not?
It's I mean, look at it. It's true. If I have paper and there's nothing on it, and suddenly I put something on it that makes someone else feel good,
You created
what the
something.
fuck, man? That's crazy. Out of nothing, I was able, like, okay, for example, let's put it to today. I had a great example today. I had a lady that came in and she got a tattoo of two of her cat's eyes. Right? They both passed away, and she wanted a memory tattoo, so she got both of their eyes. It was a fun tattoo, right? It was pretty fun. She had a horrible picture for it, so I talked to her about what they look like. I asked her for specifics, and we came down to the perfect color scheme, the perfect way they look, and then I kind of had to run with it in my head based on our conversation. I didn't see anything, right? Because the picture was terrible, so I couldn't get the details I needed to make it into that cat's eye, right? So I had to do it by myself. And I know this is an important tattoo because memory tattoos are different than regular tattoos.
Right.
That's not a picture for aesthetic reasons. That's a picture for an emotion.
You're capturing an emotion.
Right.
A feeling.
Right. A connection, a bond, right?
Right. It's not like me throwing a koi
Right.
on. I want a tattoo. I like them. You know, it's a great tattoo.
Which that's a fine reason to get one. It's
Absolutely.
just different.
It's a different reason, and I you know, emotionally I can understand there's a connection, like an emotional connection on why that tattoo is being done.
Right.
You know, a memory of most of the time somebody lost a loved one.
Right.
And that's why you know, if you want to capture something forever, tattoo's the way to go.
Right.
You know what I
You
mean?
just look at it and you can always feel that feeling again. And but back to the point is, so I had to run with it with my own creation, right, based on the connection I just had with her, and I did the best I could based on everything we talked about. She went to the mirror and looked at it. Said it was dead on, right? That came out of nowhere.
And you've never seen this cat's eye.
Never seen it. Came out of
through
nowhere.
just the time you spent with her.
Through the connection.
The connection.
The energies.
You got on her wavelength.
Right.
And you could feel exactly what it needed to be.
Right. And
that's real.
But not only that, I caused her to have a feeling, an emotion that made her feel great about, not that they passed away obviously, but that she now has something that makes her feel great that she can look down and remember
a moment of closure,
right?
An ability for
right.
closure for that now you can let go of that thought because you always have
right
them here now.
Right. And before she came in, that wasn't there. That was created within the hour we were together, and it made her energy level go up to a more positive level simply because of the hour we were together out of something I pulled out of nowhere.
What's cooler, I mean, is prior to getting that memory of those animals was a sad thought, a thought
right.
of loss, a
right.
thought of I wouldn't say negative, but just blue,
sure.
And walking out, that memory now of those animals is a remembrance of love and what those animals brought to that person.
Right.
So a totally different thought process of the same animal completely changed in a span of an hour.
Right.
That's magic,
it's
man.
Awesome.
How can you not call it anything but magic?
Because what is magic?
Call it love, call it, all that, whatever, but it's magic.
Right.
And I love those stories, man. Those are just great. Those make it get dusty. Like my allergies start attacking when I see that stuff, and hear about that, because that's where I think we need to be as a people, just love.
I think people should want to be that person. And we talked about this before. You should want to be that person because in a selfish way it makes you feel good. But in another way is you should want to be that person, and this is also selfish in a way, but it's just how it works. So it's a good thing. It's even though you want to classify it as selfish, it's a good thing. Is by me helping you out, that's going to make a connection between us to where there's a friendship there now, right? There's
and a foundation for something potentially great.
Right.
With every person, every connection. Absolutely.
Like, what might this bring positive for my life now? Not that I'm looking for it out of the act of goodness, but
open to anything positive.
But it's probably going to bring something positive as opposed to negative. So that alone is a good thing.
Well, I love how you always say selfish, because I'm the same way. It's like, no, you don't understand. It's kind of selfish.
It is.
I get a good feeling out of it. And the fact that if I'm doing these things and we connect correctly on that correct wavelength where we're both on the same thing, I have confidence that, man, if I stumble, I know a hand's going to reach out and grab me.
Right.
Not that I'm always looking for help, but just the knowledge that you have people that'll be in that foxhole with you still, that can get you up out of the day. I think maybe that has a lot to do with how religion is marketed. With things like that, if you're getting up every day and Jesus has got your back,
yeah, it's a good feeling.
It's a great feeling, man. And if we could all treat each other that way, which was the real message, it would be really positive. It would be a great thing. We have X-rays, gamma rays, radio waves, all these different. Why not understand what love really is? And it's an energy wave.
Well, they're definitely trying.
That you can connect to. I mean, every thought is an energy wave that goes on forever. So if you can connect on, and I call it love, just kindness, happiness.
They're doing studies on that kind of thing now.
Well, we're reaching this to where, like, holy shit, all these guru hippie good feeling things might actually have some scientific backing to it. We don't know enough yet, and then
but here's the thing:
people are so afraid of change because, let's all face it, comfort is security is comfort,
Sure.
And change is insecure. If you walk out tomorrow to leave this house and you say, you know what, fellas, I'm fucking going to LA, man. I'm gonna tattoo out in LA. I'm going to make it. That's a big change.
Sure.
Now that's a huge. You've already done that step, though. You know what I mean? That's a good example.
Right,
That's a
right.
better example that you can probably connect to even better. You left a solid job, good benefits, all that. You know, not quite happy. You know, not
not
full,
happy at all.
not realizing. You know, and then chasing a dream. How difficult when you decided to just jump off that cliff. It's not going out. It's not jumping into. It's not your uncle throwing you in the pool and seeing if you can swim, man.
No.
You're jumping off the fucking cliff and seeing if you can fly.
Yeah.
That's a commitment. How scary is that?
It's scary as shit. But here's the thing: is you also have to realize that anything worth anything, you're gonna have to go through the "it's scary as shit" moment. And you know what got me primed for that was mixed martial arts, because this is the thing.
Once you go into combat, everything else seems simple, right?
Everything else you can kind of like, you have time to think about, whereas in a fight it's so instinctive that you got to do all your thinking beforehand, right? So everything else in life, it's like you're not getting punched in the nose if you don't think on the spot, right? So it's like, it's not that bad. So,
exactly. I'm not going to get my arm broke. I'm
Yeah.
not getting choked unconscious, so I can handle this.
Right.
This is easy.
So what got me primed for that was when I first started MMA, I had a big misconception that after you get that first fight out of the way and you get the feeling of what it's like to be in the crowd and fighting in front of everyone and having that interaction with that person that's totally different than the gym. And I figured, like, oh, after I get the sense of what it is, I'm going to be a lot more calm when it's time for another fight. As you know, as anyone that fights knows, every single fight is just like the first one.
Every single one.
You never feel
just
comfortable.
as nervous, just as calm. It's how you handle that through the experiences.
Boom. So then what you do is you do this. You don't say, oh man, I gotta avoid the it's scary as shit moment like we were just talking about. If you do that, then you're gonna avoid the risk that you need to take to get to where you want to be. To get to the fight, to go to the cage, to win the fight. If you want to win the fight, you have to walk to the cage, right? If you're scared as balls and you don't walk out there, then you're never going to get to that scariest shit. You're never going to get through that moment, the scariest shit moment, to get to the goal. So in my mind, when I was going to do this, when I was going to be a tattoo artist and I was going to leave my secure job that I had for 8 years, it was the same moment. It's like it's 10 minutes before the fight and all of a sudden everything in you is telling you to run out of the building, right? Like, I need to get out of here. And then I started to do this every time I would fight. I knew after a while that feeling was going to come every time. You're not getting rid of it. Instead of trying to push it away and trying to push it in the back closet and not think about it and try to fake like it's not there, you own it, dude.
Yeah.
I would go, man, I feel like I need to leave right now. This is this is ridiculous. What am I doing? And then I would, that thought alone would be the one that triggered the next thought, which was, perfect. You're thinking exactly how you need to be thinking at this time. This is a completely normal. The fact that you're thinking this means you're right on point. It actually brought me comfort to be scared as shit because I knew I was supposed to be scared as shit.
Well, absolutely. You're supposed to be. That adrenaline is supposed to be just pulsating through your veins because that brings your awareness into an acute state. All that, it enacts that fight or flight syndrome, and you're consciously putting yourself in there to fight,
right?
You know, and if you continue to do that, all the other things pan out. You know what I mean? You start thinking to yourself. I always say it: is the juice worth the squeeze? You know, I'd rather say "oh well" than "what if."
Right.
Every time.
Never say "what if."
Never say. You never want to say "what if." You know.
Yep.
But then we focus on the wrong what if or oh wells and what ifs.
Right.
We put our concentration on paper, you know, on dollar bills and stuff like that, you know. And this goes crazy off subject again, but you know, it all ties that, you know, when you're fighting, when you're, you know, doing things like that, what you're doing them for.
Right. Well, that's what you have to keep in mind. And that's, again, you go back to when you start feeling like, oh my God, this is crazy. Which, again, is as soon as it got to the point where, all right, I'm about to leave a career that I've had for 8 years. I could run this career till retirement. I can coast. I don't ever have to worry about bills because I know I'll be okay. It's that comfort, that security level, right? And as soon as it's time you're about to ditch that for something that's unknown, for something that's insecure, you know, you don't know how secure that's going to be. Right.
For the unknown.
then it's that same moment. And so when that moment started to hit, it was tough because I wanted to be like, I can't do this. I got to do the smart thing.
Do the smart conservative thing.
Right, stick it out. Just go get this over with. Just grind it out. That's what a real adult does. They just grind it out. And as soon as I started feeling that is when that same instinct came in to know you're supposed to feel this way because you're about to do something ludicrous. You're about to do something insane that doesn't make much sense, but you know why you're doing it, and you know it makes all the sense. Because deep down, I knew I was going to succeed, not because I feel like I'm great, but because I know I work my balls off, and I'm going to work harder than the people that are currently making it, so I'm at least going to be better than people that are already there.
And if any mere mortal can do it, why can't you, right?
Exactly.
It's just
what am
time.
I? A mortal.
Same thing.
Same as the other people that are doing it. And you know how many people are dumbasses that are able to do it? That's what I would look at. I look at some of these people and I'm like, these people are able to do it, and
why can't I?
I know I'm intelligent enough to make it happen. You know, and not to say I'm super smart, but intelligent in the sense that I know when I need to work hard. Right? And I know what the payout is going to be, so I'm not the kind of guy that expects anything to happen ever. And when you have that mentality,
the no expectations,
right, you have to do it yourself. And then shit starts happening.
And you can enjoy it as it's happening instead of, setting these goals and possibly falling short and things. Just no expectation. Enjoy what you're doing.
Well, no expectations in the sense that there's only one expectation. So I'm not waiting for like, oh, what if this happens? What if this happens? No, I steamroll through every what if
because you
until
already know
I
what's
get to
going
the
to happen.
destination.
You already know.
Right.
You cheated and read the end of the book.
Yeah, that's how I felt, dude. I was working backwards, as I like to do with a lot of things.
What goal?
Yeah.
And here's where I want to end up.
How would I feel when I'm there? So feel that way now, and just work your balls off, and everything comes along.
Look at it backwards to where you are,
Yep.
where you want to be, and then okay, what steps do I need to achieve? What do I need to do to get to that point?
Exactly.
And you got to take the first step.
Right.
I think but I think as a society we've become so afraid to take those steps.
Absolutely.
As a majority, I mean, and people think that it has to be this huge step. Man, even the smallest step is a step. It's movement forward.
Do not take giant steps, because those giant steps are usually the people that are like, all right, fuck it, I'm going to do it. I'm going to give everything. You also got to be intelligent, man. So you got to set set the real goals that are going to get you there, because no one's ever gotten to the NBA by just saying, I've only played YMCA basketball, but I'm going to go try out for the Lakers tomorrow because I'm going for it. You're not going to make it. All right?
Right.
You're not.
You don't have the necessary time put in. You don't have a plan. You
Right.
have a dream.
Let's be real about it. Let's join the local semi-pro team. Let's try out for that team. Once you're the leading scorer on that team, leading defender, leading rebounder, whatever your position is, when you're leading the team in your position, go to the third division team.
Yeah.
Go to the developmental NBA league until you can start making those strides. Because if you were able to make it on the Lakers, you would not be playing basketball.
You'd already be on the Lakers.
Right on. Or you're 7'4".
Right.
And that's rare.
Right.
So
yeah, you can't jump to the 12th step of the ladder, man.
No.
You got to climb it.
You climb it.
You
can climb it faster or slower. That just depends on your work ethic.
The effort you're putting in.
Effort, intelligence, the grind. How much are you willing to grind? Are you willing
the people you surround yourself with.
Are you willing to go to work for 8 hours?
Yeah.
And then work the rest of the time you're awake to do the thing you really want to do? Because you need to go to work so you can supplement yourself, right?
Right, because that's the world we live in.
Right. You need money. You need to pay your rent. You need to buy food. So you need to have a job. You need to grind that shit out if you really want it, right? I remember specifically when I was doing my apprenticeship, the guy I was under, he told me one day, and this was a few months in already, he told me, he's like, man, Adrian, I like what you're doing. I really think you're going to make it. And, like, most people would take that as a compliment, right? Like, oh, thanks, man. Like, I'm glad you see it in me. Whereas instantly in my head, I didn't say this, of course, because I try to be humble, but this is the mentality I have, and why I get to the points I get to, I feel like, is instantly, as soon as he said that, in my head, I just kind of chuckled, and I'm like, yeah.
Well, yeah.
That's the only option. That's the only option. So it's just a matter of time. It's not if, oh, I'm gonna or not gonna. It's when is it gonna happen?
Dude,
Sooner
you make
or later.
a great point there, because I come from the same mentality, and I've said it before. Without trying to sound cocky, I try to be humble. I keep these thoughts to myself for the most part, but there isn't a damn thing I don't believe I can't do.
With time and effort, right?
Yeah, time and effort. It's literally that. If any man has done it, I'm capable of doing it. Now, does that mean I can win the decathlon in the 2016 Olympics? No, not at the realistic,
right.
Not at 40 years old, right. But was I capable, things like that, with the correct time and effort? Yeah, because I'm intelligent enough. I physically, I'm not handicapped in a position that would prevent that, to train at
right.
that level. So why wouldn't I?
Right.
And I just truly believe that it doesn't matter. And whatever the naysayers, hey, that's cool. Well, you have your opinion, and that's great.
But isn't that the mentality you have to win anything? If you can't be a winner without that mentality. I heard a joke that was hilarious. It's right on. He's like, show me a good loser, and I'll show you a loser. And it's like, it's funny because everyone's always talking about have good sportsmanship and this and that. I totally get that. I understand. But if you can gracefully handle losing, you probably lose a lot.
See, I believe in sportsmanship, just like you're saying, respect and sportsmanship and all that as being a good competitor. But good God, I hate losing, man. I can put on a face, I can smile, I can shake your hand afterwards.
I can't.
See, and I can do that, but when I close the door, it eats me up unless I tell myself, because if I got to reflect back. If I lose a fight, I got to reflect back. Why did I lose that fight? Because I know that I can beat that person. Training. Did I train properly? Did I commit myself enough? And the fights that I've lost is because I haven't committed myself enough. That's where it's at. Coming in out of shape, things like that. But yeah, losing, man, eats me up.
Don't you think that's what makes you become better? That's the intelligence. When I'm talking about intelligence, that's what I'm talking about. Is being able to acknowledge, your mistakes. Because if you don't want to face your mistakes, which sucks, you have to realize that you either suck at something or you fucked up, or it sucks.
Reality's reality. We still got to live in a real world.
Right. How can you fix it without acknowledging it, right? If there's a crack in the wall and you don't ever look at it because you're afraid to, how is it ever going to get fixed?
Right.
It's never.
Yeah, it never gets fixed.
You got to be like, man, I got cracks all over this motherfucker. I got to take care of that this weekend. It's that little mentality. That's the mentality you need to fix everything. To fix, I want to get better at this. Okay, how many cracks in my game do I have? I got to fill those this weekend. It all comes back to that.
And what you have to do that. You get people that you could surround. I always, put it back to the people you surround yourself with as well. Because I'm not the subject matter expert on anything that I do. But I realize there's always people that are out there that are smarter, more intelligent. I want to surround myself with those so I can learn more and become that better person. I always say failure is something you finally accept. You have to accept it. Because if not, it's just a chink it's a crack in the wall. Right, you can fix it. It's not the end until you call it the end.
Until you put a sledgehammer through the wall.
Yeah.
Right? Because at that point you're just saying, fuck it. Fuck the wall.
You're done.
I'm done with it.
And until then, it's not a failure. You get what the old Chinese proverb, fall down 7, stand up 8. Or
I think
something
that was
like
a Reebok
that.
commercial. But
was it? Yeah. Reebok. They know what's
maybe,
up.
I think Dwayne Wade.
Sounds like a Nike just do it thing.
No, it was
not Nike.
No, it was Dwayne Wade. I think it's Converse.
That's cool because I'm a big fan of Chuck Taylor, so I'll still go with it.
Cool.
But you know what I mean? It just keep on keeping on. Dory said it best, man. You just got to keep swimming. Just keep swimming.
Keep swimming. Or there was this video. I don't know if I told you. There's this video of this guy. I don't think think I did tell you, you're gonna laugh, dude. There's this guy. He's got this disorder. I think they call it a syndrome. Yeah, syndrome. And dude, we'll have to find the video and watch it sometime. It's this guy. He got up out of a chair or fell out of a chair or something like 5 years ago, something like that. Something happened in his back to where his vertebrae slipped and caused a reaction, right? The side effect is this guy can't stop nutting. The guy has 100 orgasms a day. 9 at one time.
It's kind of not a bad problem to have.
No, it is. It is. This guy is in pain. Dude, this guy drops to his knees walking his dog. Like, he'll be walking his dog, and all of a sudden this guy
throws on the no face real quick.
Yeah, drops to his knees. So, it's a problem, right? This dude doesn't even want to orgasm anymore. But this guy...
Okay, so that would be a problem, not wanting to do that anymore. I can see that.
100 a day, dude. You're shooting dust at the end of the day. You know what I mean? And
dude, I'm worn out after cranking 3.
3,
you know?
that's what I'm saying, dude. I can't do 100. You die. So anyway, this dude at the end,
sweat already thinking about it.
At the end of the whole interview, right? It's like a 10-minute video. At the end of the interview, there he's like, you know, you just gotta stand up and keep on coming. Gotta keep coming, man.
Just keep coming, man.
Keep on coming.
What else can you do, man?
Just keep coming.
You know, it's what you got. It's what
or
you
lack of anymore.
It's
you shooting 100 blanks. It's gotta be blanks, right?
Dude, I don't know. I mean...
Dude, because think of this. Yeah.
Is that like flaccid dong nutting?
Dude.
Or is he popping fucking rocks?
No, it can't be rocks, because this is the thing. You know, we've both been 23, 22.
I have, yes.
And sometimes you jack off 3, 4, 5 times a day, 25 times a day. Alright, not 25. 3, 4, 5.
Well, it depends. I mean, you know, if you're not really doing into anything that day, yeah, you might be sitting around watching something, think...
But I don't think I've ever done more than, like, alright, on the worst day, I think I did 8. You know, like, there was never double digits.
That's good.
Yeah.
Because then that would probably be a problem.
Well, you gotta think, at that age, you got shit to lose. You got kids down there that are trying to get out.
Right.
So
you gotta
do something.
Yeah.
At 5, you're shooting like 3 drops. Right?
Yeah, you're really not getting it's like a little, like somebody tickling you for a second. You're like,
Yeah.
That was a little disappointing.
It's clear.
Yeah,
it's not even
like,
white. It's clear. Looks like water droplets.
Right. Knees don't even get numb anymore.
It's crying.
Yeah, it's just, it's tired.
Your dick is crying.
I got no more in me.
So, you gotta think this dude after because he's doing 9 at a time. Like, he has 9 straight orgasms every time, right? Or around there. It's always different, but it's like, it's a lot. After the first time of the day, you gotta be out of juice.
9 at a time. I can't even comprehend that, man.
Dude, we'll have to pull the video. It is hilarious. It's sad, but hilarious, dude.
Well,
I mean, you feel bad
so
for the
many
guy,
things, right?
but,
Yeah.
oh my god, dude! Because there's another part where he's talking about how he was at his dad's funeral and he's sitting by the casket. He's like, "And how would you feel having 9 straight orgasms right at your father's casket?" And it's like you feel sad, but your stomach is laughing while he's saying it.
Do you think Pops is looking down proud of his boy, though? Like, cranking out 9 right there. That's my boy. Virile as fuck. Probably not, but I mean, I would like to think he is.
And he's got kids. The guy had kids.
Well, fucking, yeah. He's got his fucking seeds spread all over fucking probably the tri-state area. Some poor chick falls down, gets knocked up. It's everywhere.
He can't have sex with his wife.
What? He can't?
Well, who would want to? You don't want to fuck someone after you've nutted 100 times.
That's true.
And you're nutting nonstop, so you're probably nutting as soon as you get in there. She's probably
Dude, how
pissed.
much would that suck? Yeah. Trying to get laid like 25 times a day. You know, it's
He
still...
says he doesn't even want it.
It's still just a fucking 30-second,
30.
2 pump chumping it.
That's it. And he probably can't get hard.
See, that would be the issue, man. Fucking flaccid nuts. That would suck, you know?
But do you think again, he's shooting dust, dude. There's like baby powder coming out after 5. So I don't think he's messing his pants up after the first one.
That's a rough life, man. I just feel bad.
Dude, there's so many questions. I'll show you the video next week. But,
all right. Yeah.
Because you got to think, like, can he even sleep, or does it happen while he's sleeping? See,
maybe that's his
I don't know if he
last
talks
bastion
about
of freedom. You know that.
Sleep. He's just trying to take naps all day.
Fall out because he knows when he's waking up, man. He's like, he's locking up, you know.
Dude, there's got to be so much nighttime NyQuil at that house.
Man, and his wife would be pissed.
Dude, I would be.
Talking about it, just like, what the fuck? You just walking around blowing nuts left and right
all day.
All day.
All day.
I gotta clean up the spider webs everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, and you can't even fucking, you know.
You can't even put it in me.
Yeah, you don't even.
You think he lets her fuck other guys?
I don't know. Maybe she's just so in love, you know that.
Yeah, but no dick ever. I mean, for even a woman, man.
Well, I can only look at it as a guy, and I mean, I'm good with no dick ever, but you know, but
I've never had any dick. So
yeah, ever. I mean,
I'm actually on a 27-year streak. Right
yeah,
now
I'm doing
no
good.
dick.
I'm doing good without so far. So.
Yeah, it's working out pretty great.
Yeah, maybe probably a little different for her.
Yeah, but she's gotta be itching a little bit, right?
I would be
Maybe
a lot bit.
Maybe he's got a brother
that only cranks him out like 30 times a day. So I mean, that's a whole bunch better. You know, she might even get herself some. Now I just feel bad for the wife.
Yeah,
that's the real victim here.
Yeah, and they got kids too, so
they're gonna stay together for the kids.
Maybe that don't really mean shit anymore.
No, it doesn't, does it?
I mean, that would have to get old after a while. But it's like you can't. It's not his fault either. The dude slipped a disc or whatever.
There better be a fucking hell of a lawsuit. Maybe
for what?
I don't.
I think he did it on his own.
Oh.
Like anything he did, like.
I wonder what he did previously in his life that, you know, maybe you do some research, some history research on this cat, and you'd be like, you know what? I'm glad he fucking slipped a disc and blowing nuts left and right.
Maybe he was raping kids.
He could have just been some fucking pervert.
Yeah,
you know?
That's true. That's true.
For some reason, I picture him as being Japanese, but
no, he's a fat white dude. Not fat, but like bigger
white dude. Husky.
Yeah, husky. That's a good word. Yeah, like a husky. Yeah, we'll have to catch the video next week. It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, you'll like it. It's pretty crazy. I can't imagine having that. You can't do anything. He stays at the house all the time, basically, which obviously, I mean, it's not like you can go buy some groceries and be blowing loads in the, you know what I mean? Like
just left
pushing a cart
over by the cottage cheese. People just
on your knees.
Could you imagine, you know, you walk up in the yogurt section and him fucking blowing his load by the yogurt, and you're like, damn it. I used to love yogurt, too.
Yeah, that probably makes you never want yogurt again.
You know, I'm just going to head over to cereal, I guess.
Yeah.
Dry cereal bars from now on out. Man, rough life.
Yeah, so that's gotta suck.
What do you do, though? Just keep coming.
Just keep on coming.
Just keep coming.
Yeah, not much more you can do, man. Well, I think that's
where we at on time.
That's about our time. So next week we'll catch back up. Might have a guest. I don't know yet. Might just be us two again. But this is gonna be a weekly thing for sure now.
Yeah.
So we're gonna keep this pretty regular. We're trying to keep it a steady weekly thing every Friday night. Obviously, it might change the exact day, you know, or we might have to download it a few days later, but I'm trying to keep it pretty steady.
Yeah, nice and easy.
So, but
if you want to join us, you know, it's fun.
That's right. Let us know what you think. Give us some comments. Let us know. Join the crew, man.
Join the movement. Loose Tooth Podcast.